How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to Muv-Luv Total Eclipse, where we're getting pretty spicy, but I really feel like we're running into a bit of a wall here. As is customary in a lot of Muv-Luv, we ended up in a cabin. I don't know how this always keeps happening, but it just does. It's tradition at this point, but it looks like they found a bit of a shelter, and they're letting Cryska and Inia kind of recover. Martika, bless her soul, got beta-brained, and that was quite a revelation. A lot of you, not a lot of you, but a few of you said like you were surprised it took me so long to figure that out. To be fair, I was angling on what the cocoon was. I mentioned this in a couple comments, but I thought it was going to be a smaller version of what we see in the Susano for the 00 unit, essentially a kind of tank that Inia could float in and exert her psychic ability without outside interference, because I was still under the assumption that Inia was the power behind the Scarlet Twins, but that it was Cryska who had to control it. So Inia was like a big battery for psychic power, and Cryska was the wielder. That was how that worked. Instead, it was Inia who was like essentially the battery and the power, and Cryska is the inhibitor, the one who keeps her in check. So obviously I'd been misunderstanding their relationship, which is fair. I mean, they hadn't told us yet, so that was kind of why I was going with it. So my assumption was the cocoon was going to make it so Inia could fly independently, and that's kind of true, but it wasn't at the same time. It was essentially just making it so the controller was in a focused and permanent, irreversible state, and then it would make it possible for pilots like Inia to seemingly be able to fly independently and as a single unit. And it's also possible that Cryska and her sisters, once they're in the brain tube, might not even need to technically rest or take up resources. They essentially become a permanent part of that TSF, and by doing so, it would allow for longevity, because you could, for instance, Inia could fly and get swapped out, and another pilot could take her place and take the same TSF away, where before it would be you'd have to get both people, and if you only had one, you wouldn't be able to sortie. So that might have been like the core of the idea, but still, it's crazy. I love it though. It's horrifying, but it's also a brilliant twist, something I never saw coming, something I think is very, very well done and well written. I'm very excited to see where it goes from here, but we've got Cryska and Inia. We are still in Russian territory, I'm guessing, but I think the Russians are done. I don't think they can catch us anymore, not with the stealth tech and not with the Scarlet Twins out of the picture. And also, it seems like Sandek himself is being mothballed, so it was really interesting at the end. I think he genuinely was doing his best to recover Cryska, to taking down the Surnu second and maybe even taking it back with him, but part of me thinks that his reaction at the end was the fact that I think he was relieved. I think he, in his heart, was kind of relieved that it was over, and that the Cryska and Inia, despite the fact they were just gonna go die probably, I think part of him was kind of relieved that they got to live their dream after all, because there is a human side to Sandek. We've seen that. It just never was overcome by his sense of duty. But when he'd done everything he could and it failed, I think the human part of him kind of came out at the end there, and he kind of was just amused by the whole thing and what had happened. In fact, you could almost say that his program was almost too good. It's darn Yuuya threw a wrench into things. Alright, so Argus probably fought with the Soviets. I'm guessing they won, but now they probably can't catch up with us. We also know that the Infinities had to retreat, so unless we go back into American territory, like UDAS is essentially not even working with us anymore, unless they learn that the Scarlet Twins were taken out. So if they figure that out, maybe the Infinities will come back, but maybe by then it'll be too late. So ultimately, I think it leaves only one person left that we have to face, and that's going to be Yuuya. So I think if we don't face her today, we'll be getting up to that point. It just depends on what we do leading up to it, but that's where the culmination is. I think that's where the story, I think, will come to an end, is essentially that face-off and what the result is of that face-off. So yeah, this will be fun. All right, let's jump right into it. I've talked long enough. Inia, I never imagined this is how I'd bring you back.
私もクリスカが幸せになってほしい。ユーヤと一緒に 幸せになってあげてほしいの。私が生まれて初めて
That's
自
cute.
分で選んで決めたの。
It's true. That's really true. Like, even when flying, she never made decisions by herself. There's always somebody else there. I never wanted either of you to blame yourself for the other's death. And I wanted to respect the choice you made out of your own free will for the first time in your life. But I'm sorry, I lied to you, Inia. I acted like I was respecting your choices, but truth be told, I wanted to go back for Cryska's sake. I wanted you to be together for what little time Cryska has left. And after she passes away, I promise I'll take care of you. I won't let anything happen to you. Looking back at the past few days, I can't begin to tell whether I made the right choice or not. No, you didn't, but I can't really, I still cheer for him, man. Like, I completely disagree with what he's done here, but I can't help but cheer for him. A time will come to pay the piper, but I'll deal with that day when it comes. I'm not going to let myself worry about what may come. Now's not the time. My immediate priorities lie elsewhere. I made a bed, now I've got to lay in it. I can only keep moving forward one step at a time. I'm surprised we have the time to ourselves. The Shiranui's second stealth capabilities are something else. Guess that's to be expected from a machine carrying the DIA seal of approval. Specifically designed for close quarters combat, my butt, as if hastily thrown together, TSF could ever begin to operate in a frozen tundra without issue. Heinemann, that sly old bee. Still, it's thanks to him, thanks to his cunning that we've made it this far. Should send for the old man the gift basket at some point. Heck, this is such a next-level machine, I'm tempted to take a gamble and try to cross the Bering Sea in one fell swoop.
お前のふるさと
Yeah. I think, and not, so it sounds like he is like actually genuinely tempted to just fly across and go to old Russian territory.
私のふるさとだ。
まさかあの研究施設じゃないよな。ソ連のどこかか。
そうだ。でも、場所はわからない。名前も知らないんだ。
なんか目印になるような建物とかなかったのか。
There wouldn't be any. Heck, there wouldn't even be mountains.
かすかに記憶している。真っ白な建物と、私と一緒に生まれ育った姉妹たち。
I guess the research facility might have been, but I think it was still mainland Russia at the time. I don't think it was over here in Alaska. Aww.
高台から見える遠くの街並み。金色の先頭を持つ白い建物。
これが
I wish I knew enough to know where that is.
クリスか。
そうだ。だが、もうベータに壊されてしまっていると思う。
かもな。クリスカのふるさとか。行ってみたかったな。お前のふるさと。行ってみたかったな。
ユウヤ、
なんだ。
私は、私
Yeah.
なあ、クリスカ。
なんだ、ユウヤ。
行くか。
Like, really?
行こうぜ。俺、お前が生まれた街を見てみたいんだよ。
でも、
いいだろう。
But that doesn't make any sense. That's like literally impossible. It'd be much easier to go to your home. Sorry, Agent Wella, you put your neck on the line for me, and this is how I pay you back. I'm not asking for your forgiveness, and I feel nothing but gratitude for you. But when it comes down to it, for I found something that truly matters to me, much more important than being considered a model American citizen. Oh, holy crap. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I want to be the kind of man that can fulfill his dying wishes of a woman he loves. Alright, the rest is a matter of timing. I took a lot of self-restraint to reach this point. I can't lose my head and blow it now. Lousy weather and stealth capabilities aside, there's no way I can slip by an organized military presence on alert and waiting for us. I can't eliminate my audio traces or waste heat, or avoid visual recognition for that matter. Active stealth makes you close to invisible against other TSFs, but I still need to be on the lookout for warships and aircraft. My best bet is to take the detour along the Aleutian Islands. It's the easiest way to give the US and Soviet units patrolling the air defense identification zone and territorial waters a slip. It'll take longer, but it's safer. I'm pretty sure I should know this, but it's been a while since I've been in any geography class, but I think that's the string of islands that like forms like a little tail off Alaska, but it goes much further than the map shows because a lot of it is then considered Russian or Japanese. It was Japanese, but I think it's just Russian territory now. But they get kind of, essentially they're the tops of a mountain range that goes out into the ocean. As long as I take advantage of the small gaps where the patrol schedules of both countries fail to overlap or rush through, it should be doable. But I don't have the time all the time in the world, not when I don't know how much longer Cryska has left. I want to reach their native Russia while she's still conscious. At the very least, we have to reach Kamchatka, or it was all for nothing. Right, she can't turn off her mental stuff, so she might be seeing what he's saying, or thinking.
ここは
まだアメリカ領だ。疲れてるだろ。もう少し休んでろ。
ゆうや。いや、大丈夫だ。十分に休んだ。
おい、無理すんな。横になったら。
大丈夫だ。
She can't stand up on her own anymore. Oh gosh, this is going bad quickly. Son of a bee, cut it out. Control yourself. If I start wallowing in misery again, Cryska's gonna know for sure.
だからといって無理に取らない方がいい。貴様は想像できるか。無制限に流入する他者の思考というもの。
Great. I'm just glad we're in a place where it's only the three of us. Two people shouldn't be that much of a burden on Cryska.
その者たちは所属組織における上位者あるいは任意に設定された者の思考を見ぬよう抑制されている。当然だろう。
I have to wonder. I still don't know if Cryska has specifically tried to look inside my head in the first place.
どうしたゆうや。
いや、ああ、そうだ。ちょっとしたサプライズだぜ。
It's interesting. I just realized for some reason, like normally hearing Yuuya speaking is something that we see mostly in memories. But here, he's speaking in the present. That doesn't happen a whole lot in Muv-Luv stories, but here it's happening. So that's really interesting. That's of note. They want this to have a lot more impact. And they don't want to leave me to be the voice actor for a pivotal character. So, granted, I don't blame them, but it gives me less to do.
Huh?
I do like the voice acting work, actually. I'd love to actually voice act someday in an actual, like, thing. I just don't think I have the skill, and I'm not likely to be able to go and take classes. You know, I can dream, though, and I can occasionally, you know, apply for some little projects here or there, which I do. I've never had a callback, of course, but, you know, I'm never going to stop trying.
Inia? Inia? どうして
覚えてないか。イーニアを迎えに行くって言ったろ。
Yeah, it's not good that her memory's not going well.
それに、倒れたお前を心配して、一緒に来るって泣いてな。大変だったよ。
でも、このままじゃ、イーニアも。
Oh, she's well and truly caught up in the mess, but until they get to the wreck, we might be able to try and convince them that she just perished with the craft.
わかってる。だが俺は、
ユウヤ。
イーニアが自分で選んで決めたことを尊重する。それを貫いたお前や俺がイーニアの選択を否定するのはこの子を認めていないのと同じだからな。
Inia wants to stay by your side until the end comes.
でも、イーニアは。
安心しろよ。処置が必要になるのは1週間先らしい。それまでには必ず俺が何とかする。
Maybe I'll strike a deal with Sendek or try to steal those directional proteins or whatever, but there's no way in hell I'm leaving Inia to her fate. By then, Cryska should already... No, dang it! Stop thinking about that. Cryska's gonna see.
でもそれではユウヤが捕まってしまう。
だとしても、それは俺の選択だ。ただそうやすやすと捕まる気はないけどな。
ユウヤ。
ここまで来れたことが証明してるだろう。94セカンドの性能と俺の腕があれば、なんてことねえよ。
He's a pompous one. He's earned it though. He's earned it.
ああ、任せておけ。
It's so quiet.
ユウヤ。
なんだ。
貴様に話しておきたいことがある。
どうしたんだよ、改めて。いいよ。何でも話してくれ。俺はお前との時間を生きるために、ここまで来たんだ。
It's so sweet.
本当はもっと気の利いたことしてやりたいんだけどさ。俺、そういうのサボって生きてきちまったから。
いや、いいんだ。私は、こうして自分のためだけの時間を過ごせるだけで。
Hello. Oh, hello. Inia. Sleep soundly. I don't know what's about to happen here.
こうして寄り添い、ユウヤと同じ時を重ねているだけで、本当に。
She deserves this. I think they need to literally live, like, you only live once really applies here. You only live, like, a couple days, so I say, go for it. Follow your instincts. I say it's a bad time, but you don't have time for bad time, so we're just gonna say it's time and just go.
本当に。
いいんだよ。合ってるよ。それで。俺も。同じだからな。
Still be good if you both could, say words?
ユウヤ。
言ってみろよ。
Oh, the ASMR breathing.
私は。
ああ。
私は。幸せ。
幸せだよ。俺もな。
Yeah. They cut stuff out. They cut stuff out, didn't they? Oh well. Steam's safe and all. Even though there's way crappier stuff on Steam. I'm glad you three made it out okay. So, it's implied, I'm guessing there might have been a full scene in the proper release that Cryska and Yuuya got to fully embrace themselves and their emotions and feelings. Brava, brava. Awesome. Excellent. Really good. Because this might be the last day, so here we go.
なんだよ。相変わらず薄暗いままかよ。時間感覚狂うんだよな、アラスカは。
Yeah.
おはよう。
たく。こんな時によく眠れるな、タリサ。
寝るしかないってとこでしょ。さっき確認したけど、ソ連側も6キロ先で立ち往生してるみたい。
向こうも推進剤切れか。なあ、回収部隊より先にソ連の歩兵が来る確率って、どのくらいあると思う？
So they're still in Soviet territory, so they're probably worried about that.
そうね。限りなく 0% に近いんじゃないかしら。
おお、その根拠は？
これ以上アメリカと揉める気はないでしょうから。なんだかんだ言っても、XFJ 計画はボーニングだしね。
そっか。怪しいと思うけどな。実戦やらかしちまったし。
That was a special situation where they were essentially going to just kill all of you. That was the assumption that she would take out Yuuya and then she'd come back for the rest of Argus. But, didn't work out.
実弾を使ったとはいえ、お互いに損害なしよ。予定されていた小隊規模の比較演習を行った。いざとなれば、 そうやってごまかすつもりだったのはお互い様みたいだし。
Yeah, sure. They're running a flight level competitive exercise during a crisis. No one would ever raise an eyebrow to that.
そうそう。実戦なんてのは敵を落としてから言えよな。
俺はいつお前が空気読まねえで、ビエルクトを撃墜しちまうかと思うと気が気じゃなかったぜ。
なんだとそのくらいは読めるよ。なめんな。
ま、それだけ迫真の演技だったってことだ。レコーダー回ってるからめったなこと言えねえし、実際ヒヤヒヤもんだったけどな。
Yeah. I agree, Stella. That's my reaction to this too.
それにしても、ちゃんとやってっかな。
I think he's doing rather well.
あ、ゆうや大丈夫だろ。気合入ってたみたいだし。
今更だけど、ゆうやのしたことに反対するつもりはないのね。
I'm gonna answer no. I think he was an idiot. I think he had clearly been influenced, which of course, I have inside knowledge, so I'm a little biased. But still, even if I'm in their shoes, I would guess like clearly somebody got to him. Probably went to his naive sense of pride or whatever it is, and then he's gone off and done whatever he's doing. Sure, I can't get behind it. I feel like there should have been another way, and he didn't have to kill us, and, shoot us in the back on the way out. Not really, but like for the program wise, he's essentially assassinated it. But again, I'd still be kind of cheering for him in a way.
そりゃ、やってることが間違ってるってのは、私だって重々承知してるよ。
I'm pretty sure the team's wild card wouldn't call themselves the wild card. It's kind of like, you don't call yourself popular, because if you do, it means that you aren't. You think you are, but you aren't.
でもさ、だろ
ああ、そうだな。
Wasn't that
惚
pose?
れた女のために何もかも投げ捨てるって大バカを。あの野郎、クソ真面目にやりやがったんだ。
This isn't a thumbnail, at least not as good as ones we got, but man, just look at these two.
専任としては応援してやるしかないよな。
だな。
I like how Teresa's kind of gotten over that, because she definitely had a huge crush on him, but she's kind of like, got your back, bro. Like, it wasn't me, but I'm okay with that. That's good friend right there.
しかし、あのゆうやが女に人生をかけるってね。
And look at these beautiful TSFs. All three pretty solid.
あ？なんだよ先生、寂しいのか？
寂しいってのとは違うんだけどな。なんつうの。弟が成人したような気分？
What's that say about your crush on him then?
弟。ま、わからんでもないか。手間のかかる弟を持つ姉の気持ちってやつは。
Right, because he's the little brother.
結局さ、私らだって仙人に叱られたり、甘やかされたりしてきたわけでさ。その恩を返そうって思ったら、どったのステラ。
ちょっとね。
高村注意のことか。
そうね。
Yeah. Yui. Like, she's still like, here's the thing. Yui might still have feelings for him. I think it's gonna be one of those like Luke and Leia situations where like, oh crap, we're siblings. Actually, it's literally the same thing. What am I talking about? It's like so close, it's not even funny. The only difference between them is that Luke and Leia were literal twins, whereas these two are literal siblings. But I feel like it's gonna be the same thing where like, ultimately, I don't think she's gonna be like there's gonna be a little bit of pain for the loss of the romantic love that could have been, but I feel like she's gonna replace that with the familial love that she wishes she could have, even if it's really confusing. But it's still gonna hurt. But I don't think, but Stella clearly doesn't know that, so she's still thinking in the perspective and frame of romance.
高村か。結局自分でけじめつけてくしかないんだろうな。
そのけじめが、ゆうやと切り合うことであったとしても。
高村には高村の立場があるのは分かってっけどさ。私らは自分の義理分は果たしたはずだよ。お互いの価値観と立場が対立するなら、直接ぶつかるしかないんじゃない？
It's gonna suck
前
though.
に抱く。
It's gonna be way worse.
突き放してるわね。ぶつかった結果、不幸になったとしても？
不幸かどうかは本人たちが決めることじゃん。人生なんて何があるかわかんねえんだ。今悪く見えることだって、後になって正解だったりすることだってあるだろ？
Teresa, I'm not used to you making sense and having really, like, deep thoughts. When was she body snatched again? Like, just wondering.
あとは、あの二人がこのとんでもない失敗にどんな意味を持たせるのかってことじゃない？
Now there, we agree.
そういうこと。失敗して、ぶっ壊して、やり直して。そうやって最高のものを完成させていく。確かに事情がどうであれ、ユウヤの取った行動は許されることじゃないさ。でもあいつ、これから一生かけて穴埋めしていくつもりだろ。
That's true. He really is gonna pay for it. Like, no matter how this plays out, he's gonna pay for it.
だったら、どんなに大きな失敗でも、間違いを何度も繰り返したとしても、やり直すことはできるさ。だいたいステラだって、本当は半分許しちゃってるんだろ？
Well, I think that's part of why she's so bittersweet. Like, she's really, this is Stella upset. She's not, like, flaming angry, like, blah, you'll scream, but she's furious because she's upset with what this means. Because even in the best case scenario, it means Yuuya, someone that she's grown fond of as a friend and, wants to see succeed, not only sank the program, but it's also sunk his own life. And sure, he can find happiness again, he can find success again, he can build himself up again, but like, look at all that he had that he's just sacrificed. And even if you understand why he was willing to do it, it still hurts. It still hurts to see somebody take such potential and such, success and just gone.
それはそうかもしれないけど、彼女自身も納得しきれてないのよね。帝国の資産を盗み出して、関係者全員に迷惑をかけたことは変わらないじゃない？
どんだけ失敗を許容できるかは、器の問題だろ？私、高村はそれほどちんけなやつじゃないと思うけどね。
そうそう。後のことは、隊長と高村中尉に任せるしかないって。
そうだな。隊長は器がでかいから、なんとかしてくれっしょ。
学んだる少尉。聞こえているぞ。
Speak of the devil.
隊長！
貴様の今の発言。今後のことはすべて私のところに回ってくるように聞こえたね。
I know under crisis, but it is still rude that he was just listening.
いえ、滅相もございません。仮様なんだる少尉、フェーズ3完成まで最大限努力するつもりであります。
ヘイローかよ。旦那も気張ったな。どっから引っ張ってきたんだ、あんなもの。
Oh, is that a helicopter?
とりあえず、全員体は無事のようだね。
はい。アルゴス正体問題。アルゴス正体欠員1名。以上、問題なし。
よろしい。あと5分で到着する。軍曹、何かあるか？よう皆の衆、元気みたいだな。機体ステータスの更新を頼みます。到着したら至急対応しますんで。
Best boy Vincent.
あいよ。
では各自補給準備に入れ。詳しい話は後で聞く。
Interesting.
了解。
So they have a plan. They have something. They obviously have something.
驚いたな。
Aww. Well, we didn't get to see anything, but yeah, this answers that tantalizing question. Good, Cryska. I'm glad you got to have some experiences and be able to have some, expressions and love and real relationships, knowing that she's probably on the way out. What?
また 貴様に思考を読まれた。
I did.
私の心が求めていながら、どうしていいかわからずにいたことを。
That's sad. She never got instructed on anything. You know, like just normal human experiences, right? Because she wasn't human in the eyes of the Soviets. Sucks. Just because, like, I can almost understand though, watching a person like be like conceived, grown, and like raised in a tube, like no real human interaction at all, and like it can start making be easy to see them as just dolls, not as people. But good. Again, I'm like 90% sure that there was actual scene H stuff, but it was cut out. I'm not a huge fan. I likely would have had to cut it out of the YouTube video, so it saves me some time, but I still like being able to witness like what was the original intention of the creator when they made the game. Granted, I'm sure the original creators and publishers are at least somewhat involved in the process when they edit and cut things down, but still, I really wish, if I can, hopefully on my personal time, like if they have a restoration patch, like a lot of them do, but I'm not sure if this one will. But if it does, I'll have to go and look. Just, you know, maybe I can check and see, so I can give my impressions on it at the end. Because that's the thing, is like I feel like while some people see H scenes as baggage, look at this. This is a powerful and important moment for them, and I find it fascinating to see how that translates in the writer's perspective to the moment, because sometimes it clearly swings over to just being fan service, and other times it feels like it's an extension of the story, and I really enjoy when they can make it feel like it really is part of the entire journey of the characters. So anyway, enough about that.
Yuuya が教えてくれた。
My boy!
こんな素敵なことがあるんだな。
Yeah.
前にもあったな。二人でイーニアを探したときに。
Oh, I know you mean reading your mind, but right. This same conversation happened 2 days ago, word for word. Cryska's condition has already deteriorated this much. Oh man, I did. Good memory you've got there.
当然だ。ユウヤとの思い出は私の宝物だからな。
That's so sad that her memory's degrading and she has no idea. Cryska?
調整で封じられたものも多いと思う。だが、それでも私の中にちゃんと刻まれている。
Right, the adjustments, that's why they do partial brain wipes. Your memories are sealed off.
はあ、夢で見たんだ。鏡の向こうに覚えていない貴様との思い出が。
Yeah, they were really trying to purge him from you. I see.
だから貴様がくれた鏡。
Oh.
最初は怖かったんだ。
Interesting. So that gift ended up being a catalyst for that too. Oh shoot, I messed up, didn't I? I wish I could have picked up lipstick or whatever.
いや、いいんだ。今ならわかる。あの時、私は心から嬉しいって思っていたから。
Aww.
あの頃は、この胸を圧迫する気持ちの正体がわからず、戸惑い、ただ怯えていた。あの時の恐れが嘘のようだ。もっと早く気づけばよかったな。貴様への思いが、心の痛みと苦しみが、こんなにも、物としてのみ生きた私の空虚な生涯に、これほどの意味を与えてくれた。
This is horrifically inappropriate, but it just occurred to me, like, why do they have such a clean bed with fluffy covers in this random cabin? Like, That's a little weird. I mean, we could brush past it, but like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it just occurred to me. Like, that seems a little strange.
貴様がくれた鏡が心の恐れを退け、夢の鏡の向こうに見える失われた思い出を私に取り返してくれた。
Interesting. Dude, come on, you're making me blush.
はあ、そうだ。
Oh.
貴様は
Oh boy. Aw, yeah. Here, a reward. It's not every day you offer me a compliment.
なんだそれだけか。ケチな男だな。
God, they're so cute. Oh my gosh. My hands are kind of full at the moment, but
お前か。
well, can't you see what I'm thinking? Cryska? Oh no.
すまないが、もうほとんど見えないんだ。
Oh, fetch me. That took a turn. Ugh, my soul. Huh?
プラーフカに介入した後、見ようとしても、もう。
Oh. Wait, is she talking about like the psychic abilities, or is she talking about like her actual vision? She's weakened that much already. But since she destroyed her inhibitor, it might come off as blessing. This way, she won't be tormented by a stream of my thoughts flooding into her head. And she'll never notice the anxiety that consumes me, or see through the countless white lies I've been telling her to keep her worries at bay.
でも、不思議なことに、不安は一切ない。
Well, that's something at least. Huh?
私には、ユーヤがいるからな。能力の喪失が、その対価だとしたら、むしろ感謝したいくらいだ。
Interesting. So, they took off the inhibitors, but it seems like it also dulled her perceptions. Now, she's saying it's because ever since they intervened during the fight. But maybe that's the thing, is like, because that's what I always thought they were. I thought they were enhancers. They were like, they took a latent, like, kind of like mild ability and like expanded it. Now, they called them inhibitors. And I'm guessing that there's a function of them that were inhibitors, but I also think they were amplifiers. Like, it was like an amplification of the power, but then a way of muting it and making it controllable, and also making it so people could have like an alternative device that would block it from being used, even if they wanted to. I'm guessing it's all in one. Gladly. Why?
これで私は、ユーヤと同じになれた。私はやっと、ユーヤと同じ、人になれたような気がするから。
Cryska.
ユーヤは今、何を思っているのだろう。そんなもどかしさが、
Aww.
とても愛しいんだ。
God, my heart.
そんな小さな不安が、とても嬉しいんだ。
Man, I wish my anxiety were precious to me. Cryska.
マーティカが、持って行ってくれたのかもしれないな。違いは本来存在していたもの。それこそが別個体の証だ。その違いを際立たせる言葉。そして思いとの差。それを生むものが何であるか。その意味を感じることができれば。その意味を、自分自身が良いものと信じることさえできれば。その差こそ、その違いこそが、とても大切なものなのだと、思えるのだろうな。
Huh. I'm sorry, Cryska. I couldn't do anything for you. I'm so sorry.
なんだ、ご褒美か。ありがとう、ユーヤ。
Tommy, it's not a reward, it's an apology, because I can't do anything for you.
やっぱりバカだな、貴様は。
Yeah, I admit it myself. I'm one dumb bee. That's what I am.
貴様が私を選んでくれただけでもう十分だということが
Because it doesn't feel like
わからないの
enough.
か。
Because we want to fix the problem. We don't want to say goodbye. That's why. I can't. I haven't done enough. I haven't. Son of a bee. Even enough of the pity party. Cryska's the one who's suffering, not me.
ゆうや、
Yeah. What is it?
さっき話そうとしたこと聞いてくれるか？
Yeah. Yes.
ゆうやに話しておきたいことがいくつかある。
Now's the time. Sure.
私が消えた後のことだ。
Hey, no need to be morbid.
とても大切なことだ。貴様にしか頼めない話もある。
Okay. Right, I shouldn't avert my eyes from the consequences of my actions. This is the result of my choices. I don't want to regret leaving anything unsaid again. You're right. It is important, just as you say.
ありがとう。
Sure.
イーニャと私が同じ肺から作られた人工 ESP 発現体だという話。
Interesting. So they're both... So are they both from the same one? So like they literally are kind of clones of each other? Yeah, I remember.
同じ肺から作られ、目的別に遺伝子調整を受けた。
So then they wouldn't be identical at all.
私とイーニャは生物学的には同一でありながら別機能を持たされた個体だ。
And that's not true either. Biological perspective, they originally were identical. But no, like once you've gene altered, especially to the point where they're gonna have like slightly different appearances, different physical attributes. They're gonna be shockingly similar and probably look like twins essentially. But the fact that they are tailoring their genes means that they're no longer identical, because identical is supposed to be that like you're genetically almost the same, like you start out exactly the same, but even identical twins over time, their genes develop differently and will have different hiccups and different, misfires or whatever, and they can even manifest. Like you can have identical twins and one will go bald before the other one will, because their genes just fire differently based on environmental factors and stress factors and everything. So even then, like pure identical twins, they aren't purely identical after enough time. You mean one serves as the attacker and the other is the controller?
そうだ。話しておかなければならない一つ目は、あの子には設計使用上の問題がある。
A problem? Is it serious?
そうではない。イーニャの体はあれ以上成長しない。
Oh my gosh, wait, that just hit me. I thought there was a clear, like, age difference, but what if there's not? Like, what if she just hit, like, I don't know, 12 and just stopped? Huh?
あの子の世代は、成長に伴う能力の不安定化を抑制するため、養成固定されているんだ。
Oh, is that with Kasumi as well? That would explain a lot, too. Because I always thought Kasumi looked really young, and Takaru always assumed she was, but maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was the same age as everyone else, which is why she was in the grade in Altered Fable with them. Wait, you mean she'll never grow up?
そうだ。イーニャは、命尽きるその日まで、あのままの姿。
That sucks. There's a couple people that have a genetic disorder that's done that. Like I saw it was like a documentary about someone who's like, but they essentially stopped aging at like 9. She's like 21, but like she looks like a 9-year-old and she always will. So are you saying that all this time since Inia's been born, you...
違う。逆だ。
Inia's older? What? Like, what?
私は、イーニャのために生まれた。私は、イーニャの制御装置として、一世代前の技術で、
Oh gosh.
後から作られたんだ。
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So, huh. Another one of those, like, weird things in anime type of situations where it's like, well, technically it is like, no, wait, you're just starting to justify from a generation ago and at a later date.
そう。便宜上与えられている私たちの性は、それぞれの生産技術の世代を表している。
Okay. What is that? What do you mean for convenience sake? So the UN forces would think everything's kosher? Something along those lines?
おそらくな。それは、ソ連軍内部に対しても同じだと思うが。
Okay. So that's it. Inia stuck as a teenager forever, and here I have been under the impression Cryska is the older one in that pairing.
私の性は、ビャーチェの女性数子。第6世代のイーニャは、シェイスチだ。
Okay, so Enia's from more advanced generation, but they developed Cryska based on earlier generations, because the 6th generation is the ones that are probably a lot more potent psychically, but they deteriorate after they go through puberty, so they get stunted at like a young teenager year, so like 12, 13, 14.
とっくに気づいていると思うが、マーティカは、私から複製された超生培養体。つま
Okay.
り、強化クローンだ。
But does that mean she was a 7th generation, or is she just a 5 plus? Well, that explains a lot. Martika was a copy of Cryska, not like Inia, where they're twins both created from the Beryl crystal. No, she was nothing more than a clone.
イーニャの攻撃衝動や本能を収めた制御装置。それが、私やマーティカに与えられた役目だ。マーティカは、私のネガをさらに潰した改良型だ。
Huh. I mean, the thought had occurred to me, but a clone. So that's why she looked identical to Cryska. Same deal with the difference in her age between Cryska and Inia. I simply assumed they resembled each other because they were sisters or something like that. Truth was something I could have never imagined. Man, I was full of crap or what? Acted like I was their guardian or something, but not once did I try to find out more about their background or even what makes them tick as people. Well, to be fair, they wouldn't have answered that question even if you had asked. That's probably why you didn't ask really, is that you knew they wouldn't answer. I never turned over a new leaf. At the end of the day, the only thing I care about is myself. No, that was the old me, the person I need to leave behind, and I'll never make a clean break from the past if I keep wallowing in self-pity. But the reason I'm so pissed off right now is because of how poorly Cryska and Inia have been treated all their lives. A number instead of a real last name, the individuality stripped away from them to make it easier to keep track of them. What the fetch, man? They were treated like cattle. It's inhuman.
そんな顔をするな、ユウヤ。
Oh, that smug smile. What do you mean?
私もイーニャも、マーティカも、自分に与えられた名を、とても、私たちにとっては、姓や名があるだけで、とても幸せなことだから。たとえそれが、親から受け継いだものでなくても、名があるだけで、私たちの存在を許されているような気がして、安心なんだ。私はそうは習わなかった。
Dang.
親というのは、敬愛すべき対象じゃないのか？私にはよくわからないのだが。
She was literal then. She wasn't just being like cold and like calculating. She was literally like, I don't understand how that matters. She never knew.
憎もうが軽蔑しようが、親がいるというだけで、
Yeah.
幸せなことだと思う。
Crap, I got ahead of myself and misinterpreted everything. Again.
ユウヤ、頼みがある。
Sure, anything you want.
貴様が、そばにいる間だけでいい。あの子を、たくさん愛してあげてほしい。
How are we supposed to interpret that? I really don't think it. I really hope you don't mean what it sounds like you're saying. Did Cryska just say the word love?
あの子は、第6世代は、能力の発現を安定させるため、感情が極端に抑制されてしまっているんだ。
That makes sense. And also, again, I keep thinking back to Kasumi. She wasn't cold and stoic. She had struggled. Her emotions were suppressed. She felt them. She definitely would feel them. But they would definitely be muted, and that would explain why she never had any overt reactions. And then you think about the times when she did, how intense that must have been. Same with Inia. When Inia came, into our room, essentially crying, Inia must have been, in tremendous, tremendous pain. And the same with Kasumi when she hugged the brain tube when Unlimited was happening. Dang. Is that why they've been keeping you apart?
そうだ。
Are there any depths these bees wouldn't sink to? What grand experiment they're running? Nothing justifies depriving Cryska and Inia of their very humanity. How much more do they need to suffer?
私がいなくなったら、あの子のすべてを受け止めてあげられる者がいなくなってしまう。
Oh, you better believe we're gonna take care of her. We're gonna do our best.
頼む、ユウヤ。あの子は私の半身。だからこそ、貴様に。
You don't need to worry about that. I would have taken care of her even if you didn't ask me to.
そうか。ありがとう。
So what's next? Pretty sure nothing would surprise me anymore.
二つ目は、マーティカの話だ。
Alright, maybe I'm a little surprised. Martika.
そうだ。貴様には迷惑な話かもしれない。だが、私にも関わる大事な話だ。
Interesting.
だから、ユウヤには、すべてを知っておいてほしい。
Is she gonna talk about what Martika became? Why would I want to avoid this talk? I said I want to know more about you. I want to know everything I can about her in the very little time we have left.
ユウヤ。
You're my woman. I'll accept you just the way you are.
私が。
Damn right you were mine.
じゃあ。
Aww.
ユウヤは。私の。男だ。
Yeah. That's right.
私の。ユウヤ。やはり私は。マーティカに憎まれても。
You saying she liked you?
仕方がないな。
This kid's Riz. Holy crap. Wait, she hated you? From an outsider's perspective, Martika was looking after Cryska and Inia with a stern pair of eyes, probably because they were those were her orders. She was so hardcore, in fact, that Inia was scared to death of working together with Martika. And there's Cryska's relationship with her.
マーティカは行かないって。
これ以上は許してやってほしい。
ユウヤに見てほしくないって。
お願い、ユウヤ。分かってあげて。
From how Cryska and Inia treated her at the end, I doubt they shared the same sisterly bond. Just what was going on between you and Martika?
マーティカと私か。
I mean, outside of your professional relationship.
本来私たちに任務以外のものなどあってはならないのだがな。
Right.
私が伝えるべきマーティカの話とは、まさにそれなんだ。あの時、私たちを圧倒していたビエルクトに隙ができた理由。
Oh. Because the last appeal she made, she said, don't destroy Yuuya. We have to protect Yuuya. And it wasn't Inia that heard that. It was Martika.
あの最後の瞬間、私がイニアとマーティカのプラフカに介入できた理由。あれは、ユーヤという私の言葉に、
This kid.
マーティカが反応したことで可能となったんだ。
This kid, it's like, okay, I know Takaru was like a, what was it called? Like a love nexus, but freaking Yuuya was one too, apparently, because he's like reaching through people's like genetics and is bonding with people. Martika reacted to my name.
そうだ。私の認識と敬意を内包したユーヤという言葉にマーティカがフォーカスし、私のユーヤを殺したくないという思考にリンクしたんだ。
But killing me was the mission, so what happened? Did Martika start thinking she didn't want to do the deed?
そうだ。そのリンクがバックドアとなったが、私にはもう、それ以上介入できるだけの能力は、残っていなかった。
Dang. Holy crap. Dang, she was that weak already. Wait, I must be missing something. If that's what happened, how did we win?
マーティカだ。
What?
すべての不要部分を切除され、人格も意志も奪われ、単なる生体制御装置にされてしまっていたマーティカが。
Dang. That's so sad.
かすかに残ったユーヤへの思いのかけらをかき集め、連鎖臨界に達していたイーニアの攻撃衝動に抗おうとした。
Oh, so Inia was about to go full, like, berserk on us. Huh?
それが、薄れていく色と輝きの中で、私が最後に見たビジョンだ。あの戦闘に勝利するわずかな隙を作ったのは、イーニアではない。マーティカなんだ。
Dang, that's crazy.
それだけは、ユーヤに知っておいてやってほしかった。
Okay, hold on. You're moving too fast. I've talked to Markita, what, 2 times in total? Where the heck did her feelings for me come from?
マーティカとユーヤが言葉を交わしたのはほんのわずかな時間だけだろう。だがそれでも、絶対であるはずの任務に抗い、
Wait, is she talking?
ユーヤを守ろうとした。
I thought at first she was saying she'd been ordered to kill us before, but I'm guessing it was just in that fight.
その事実とマーティカの思いだけは
Dang.
覚えていてやってほしい。
Seriously, what is it about Yuuya? Like, holy crap. How is he doing that?
マーティカはもう一人の私だ。
Is it that maybe it though? Like, is it just like because Cryska and Martika are literal clones and their brains are probably developed very similar ways, that maybe Cryska's feelings kind of got introduced into Martika and it felt so like at home, you could say, like so natural that Martika had simply kind of inherited what Cryska was feeling.
あのようになっていたのは私でもおかしくなかった。
Like like instead of feeling like, oh, these are the thoughts of another person, it was like, these are my thoughts.
あれは私の可能性の未来だ。
I see what you mean.
そしてなぜマーティカがユーヤにそこまでの思いを寄せていたのか。それが3つ目の話だ。
Okay. I'm ready.
これはなぜ私がユーヤに惹かれたのか。
What? There's a reason.
その理由をきちんと説明する必要がある。
Okay.
プラーフカがどのような現象か覚え
Yeah, I do. Your consciousness and personalities merge together. You receive information from the future.
おおむねそうだ。3つ目の話で重要なのは、プラーフカ発動中は意識も人格も融合して同一個体化するというところだ。
Okay.
融合時には当然個々の記憶や経験などすべてが同期する。そしてプラーフカ解除後、それらがもともと誰のものだったのか 判別は。
Yeah, I know. This is the same thing she was telling me about before.
その前提を踏まえた上で、ゆうやには、正直に伝えておきたい。
Wait. Was it... is she gonna say that Inia was the one who actually has feelings for Yuuya, and that when they would merge, Cryska inherited those feelings? Sure, no problem. Let me hear it.
これは、私とイーニャの行動記録を比較精査し、
Oh boy.
自身の記憶だと思い込んでいるものを客観的に分類した結果、至った推論だ。
Okay. Cryska's stiff posture and cold, precise wordings she's using to describe past events tells the story. She's on tenterhooks, and I'm feeling the tension as well. So, what's the conclusion?
最初に、
Oh my
イーニャに
gosh!
惹かれたのは、
Oh my gosh, really?
私ではない。
Oh my, what are we supposed to do with this? I mean, I appreciate it, but what?
最初に貴様に惹かれたのは、イーニャなんだ。
Oh.
私のユーヤへの思いは。
Oh. Martika, that explains it. Martika fell in love with Yuuya. He has the Riz, but it was with Inia, and Inia just kept passing it. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Inia, though. What the fetch? I mean, what are the chances that Inia literally slept through everything that's just happened here, right? What are the chances that Inia doesn't know that Yuuya likes Cryska and doesn't see her that way, most likely because she looks so young? Oh, the pain.
まがいものかもしれないんだ。
Oh, come on. You're dumping me? Man, that's harsh. Fine, I'll play along. So, do you think that's what the case? There's more to the story, right? Let me hear it.
長くなるぞ。
We got it. I said it before, didn't I? Anything's fine.
イーニャは、ユーヤの心を覆う
Oh.
闇の輝きに惹かれたんだ。
Oh no. Enia's into bad boys. The radio, what now?
そうだ。あの子自身、それを客観的に認識してはいないだろう。あの子は、人の心に灯る闇の輝きを見て回るのが好きなんだ。
Well, what's radiant darkness? Oh, that explains her escapades through the base.
そうだ。プロミネンス計画に参画している部隊は、いずれも国土を失った、ユーラシアの国々から派遣されている。
Are you saying she's drawn to, like, trauma?
そこにいるのは誰であれ、親兄弟、家族をベータに殺されている者たちだ。イーニアは、その輝きを見て回り、無意識に抑制された感情と精神の安定を図っているらしい。
So because her own emotions are suppressed, whether intentioned or not, she becomes very curious and drawn to those who are experiencing tumultuous emotions. And Yuuya was a bottle of perpetual rage, essentially. So she really liked him. So that explains why she was able to move around so freely, under supervision and all. The Soviet army still hardcore when it comes to discipline.
そう。あれは一種の任務だったんだ。そうであることを知ったのは、私もごく最近なのだが。
So she was literally running around the base on purpose, suppressing people's darker urges. Whoa, you're saying not even her wingmate knew everything?
私が全てを知っていたら、ユーヤに悩みの相談などしていないだろう。
Yeah, figures.
この数日で話した事実を知ったのは、私が被験体となってからだ。ベリアエフ博士が経過観察に訪れるたび、嬉しそうに語って聞かせてくれたんだ。
Makes sense. The Doctor was very proud of his projects and his ambitions and his achievements, but he can't talk about it to anybody, really. And even the few he can probably would just not care. So it's probably pretty easy to get him to talk about it if you ask questions and are willing to listen, because it's like, hey, you're gonna die anyway. I can just tell you what I'm happy about. That gosh darn weasel! The nerve of this mother trucker.
私たちの能力やプラーフ化が現象のみに再現性があり、原理などは一切解明されていないという話はしたか?
Yeah, I imagine that they're still in the very, like, the alpha testing zone. Sure, I kind of remember hearing about that.
イーニャがなぜそのような闇の輝きに惹かれるのか。博士の仮説ではこうだ。
Okay.
ネガティブな思考。つまり、負の思念波は逆向きのスピン特性を持っていて、過去に向かう。
Huh. Interesting. Living in the past, literally. Like your thoughts always going back. What?
それは、もともとすべての生物種に備わっている潜在能力。
Yeah. You remember trauma and fear and like experiences because you're supposed to learn from it to be able to survive the next time you encounter. Like, a caveman goes into the woods picking berries, finds and gets attacked and nearly killed by a bear. Well, they're supposed to be afraid of bears because now we know, oh, that thing can kill me.
絶滅や自然淘汰を生き残った生命体は、負の情報を未来から受け取り、対策を講じたものだけ。
I think it's supposed to be negative information from the past, not the future.
恐竜より、はるかに環境変化に敏感で弱い種が、ジャイアントインパクトを生き延びた理由。
Yeah. Like the creatures that were more directly like influenced by changes in environment were the ones that actually survived the massive change in environment because they'd already built in instincts on how to deal with it. Huh.
プラーフ化で得られるビジョンとは、そういったものらしい。
Okay, but how exactly does it work? When I get a bad gut feeling or something, that's me receiving information from the future?
おそらくな。ベールイ・クリストルの精子と卵子の提供者は、共に不安的中率が異常に高い自然発現体だったそうだし。
Okay, so she's saying that all humans have a latent ability, which is what that sixth sense seems to be, that idea like, I've got a bad feeling or I'm being watched. Like, essentially, we're all slightly espery, but the people who are the super strong espers are the ones with high anxiety levels. I should be freaking on top of that chart. Sandek mentioned one of them was related to him.
その者たちは我が妹の慣れの果てだ。
I wonder if he was telling the truth. I think I get it. Inia's drawn to negative thoughts because her abilities are so strong.
戦闘強化を目的に施された遺伝子操作が、偶然イーニアの潜在能力を高めた可能性。だからこそ、負の思念。その輝きに惹かれるのは当然。
I see why she's telling us this though, because
博士はそう言っていたな。
this is going to make, like, these, whether real or kind of real, like, if we're going to take care of Inia on any long-term scale, like, we're going to have to deal with this because we can't just live out in a shack in the middle of nowhere. Inia is going to be drawn to any mines that she finds, and maybe we won't be enough for her eventually, and maybe she won't be able to resist that urge. In fact, if we isolate her too much, it could actually cause her a lot of mental anguish, and might be a bad idea anyway.
だが、イーニアが肉親に関わる負の思念に強く惹かれる理由は、まだわからないそうだ。
That is weird. No way. That'd explain her frequent visits to me, alright.
血族に対する憎しみや怒り。相反して肉親を求める心。その抑圧と二律背反が生み出す孤独と排他。
I wonder if that's resentment was almost like an echo of the resentment of the actual, like, original carrier of the genes. So, like, Sandek's sister, for instance, like, maybe she had a real, like, anger and resentment towards her family, maybe feeling like they sold her off to be a cattle.
その輝きは、いずれもイーニアから取り除かれてしまったもの。
Weird.
そういえば、 高村の輝きも、イーニアは美しいと言っていたな。
Right. Well, her resentment isn't toward her family, it's towards the idea that her family was taken away from her. Yuuya, huh? Well, Inia became attached to Yuuya and me from the beginning. Guess this explains why. So, what's the threat that connects the radiance in your feelings?
イーニアが最も美しいと言っていた。ユーヤの心にある闇の輝き。
Right.
その白く輝く闇があの子を引きつけ、プラーフカの人格融合によって、その記憶が私に残り、
Okay.
意味付けによって行為に翻訳されたということだ。
So part of me thinks that that's true, but I also think she already was having feelings for him before that. So I think it isn't just this. I think that that's just enhanced it to the levels where she couldn't stop thinking about Yuuya. But before then, I feel like she still was having a very positive, relationship with him. Assigned.
私の能力でも闇の輝きを見ることはできる。だが、それに惹かれることはない。もちろん、すべて博士の推論だ。転写されたユーヤの輝きに対する興味や死母の記憶。それがイーニャから分離され、私の脳に収められた彼女の本能によって、恋愛感情に結びつけられた結果なのだと。
Okay, so Inia might not see you in a romantic way at all, but the feelings that she does have, when translated through a separate mind, turned into feelings of love.
なぜそこまでこだわる？そのものの感情など、模倣と学習による再現パターンに過ぎないのだぞ。
Interesting. Interesting. I thought he was just talking about how she was mimicking human behavior from interacting with humans. That's really how it sounds, but maybe he was meaning imprinting.
つまり、私がユーヤを意識し始めたのは、そういうことらしい。だから、お前のことを思う、この気持ちが。
Because it feels so real, but you're not sure it is.
これが、本当の私の気持ちなのかどうかも。
Dang.
わからない。わからないんだ。
What the fetch?
私は、貴様のそばにいたかった。ただ一緒にいたかった。でもその思いは、何の根拠もないかもしれないんだ。
I know the feelings torment you, but at the same time, I feel them too about you. So, I'm not sure there's a problem. Maybe the origination of these feelings was artificial. Maybe it was more of an imprinting. But feelings grow. When you fall in love, it often starts with an infatuation. Being infatuated with someone isn't bad. Infatuation can lead you to make bad decisions, but infatuation grows into love. Much more powerful, much more real, much more tangible. You don't risk your life for an infatuation. You don't sacrifice for an infatuation. But both Cryska and Yuuya have both done so. They've sacrificed, they've offered their lives, they've done everything for each other. I think that's more real love than anything could be, let alone just an imprint.
許してくれ、ユーヤ。私は、貴様の人生を壊してしまった。まがいものかもしれない思いで、貴様の人生を。
I get that fear.
それだけじゃない。そのせいで、マーティカも壊して、イーニアも巻き込んでしまったんだ。私が、こんな確証もない思いを、抱いてしまったばかりに、私が、私
Maybe that's how it is for her, but what about me? What is it that made me fall in love with Cryska? Because I sure as hell didn't just wake up one morning knowing I loved her.
一時の劇場を満たすことができるなら、あとはどうなってもいい、そういうことか。冷静になれ、ブリッジス。貴様の行動が周囲に、いや世界にどのような影響を与えるか、もう一度考えろ。全身の細胞が壊死し、臓器の崩壊を伴う極限の苦痛だ。貴様はそれをビャーチェの輪に強制しようというのか。
Our selfishness is what's brought us up to this low point. Cryska's losing everything. What can I even do for her? Aww. You comfort her, you idiot!
なあ、クリスカ。きっかけなんて、今が本物なら、どうだっていいじゃねえか。
Yeah!
でもこの思いは、イーニアの借り物かもしれなくて。私は、分離されたイーニアの。
だいたい俺は、人様の過去をとやかく言えるほど、立派な人生歩んじゃいないさ。どうやったってごまかせない。人のせいにしても意味がない。変えようのない過去は、全部受け止めるしかねえじゃねえか。
Finally learned something, huh?
いいことも悪いことも、一つ欠けても今がないなら。だって、お前とこうして一緒にいられるんだから。
Yeah.
お前の一番大切な時間を、こうして一緒に過ごせるんだから。
ユーヤ。
いいじゃねえか、もう。俺とお前の今を、重ねていこうぜ。大丈夫だよ。俺とお前は、確定した未来とやらだって、ぶちのめしてやったじゃねえか。
So optimistic, man, but I get it. You gotta be a cheer squad right now.
でも、私は貴様を、イーニアを傷つけて。
いいんだよ。
My bro!
たとえそれが傷だろうと。お前が俺に刻んだものは全部宝物だ。きっとイーニアもそう思ってる。
That's a dangerous thought, but I like the sentiment here.
宝物。
そうだ。お前に刻まれた記憶と同じだ。
Yeah.
お前を大切に思うイーニアの心を受け入れてやれよ。
イーニア。
お前は今まで必死にあいつを守ってきたじゃねえか。最後ぐらい甘えてやればいい。
Aww. I'm sorry, Cryska.
許されるのか。私はこんなに醜い感情が許されるのか。
Of course.
当たり前だろ。まず
Aww.
お前が許してやれよ。
Aww.
おいおい、本当に分かってるのかよ。
Aww.
ユーヤ。ユーヤ。好き。私、イーニアも。
知ってるよ。
二人とも、私は、
Cryska.
Cryska's never afraid of death. I did this. I taught her to be afraid of loss.
もう一度だけでいい。ユウヤとイニアと3人で街を歩きたい。
ああ、
Oh.
行きたいな。
No, my boy!
一緒にユウヤと一緒に行きたかった。
ああ、一緒に。クリスカと一緒に生きていく。
Fetch me!
ユウヤ、ユウヤ、私はユウヤを、ユウヤを。
いいんだよ。それで。合ってるよ。その気持ちはお前のものだから。
He's doing a good job here. I was worried, because he's never been the most delicate type or the most well thought out, but he's really thinking really carefully. He's saying things he means. He's not exaggerating. He's being hyperbolic and optimistic, but she needs that.
ユウヤ。
俺も同じだ。言ってみな。
私は。
ああ。
私はユウヤを愛してる。
Yes.
愛してる。クリスカ。
What is my goal in life? I want it these days as something I desire from the bottom of my heart, not simply to earn the recognition of my peers. Sure, it ain't easy to teach an old dog new tricks. I've learned the hard way that building your life from the ground, taking its slow and steady path, is much less exciting and trailblazing the path of glory in pursuit of some ideal. But that's not what Cryska needs to hear, so I lied to her.
恋敵か。
ん？
認めてしまえば何のことはないな。
なんだ？
なあ、ユウヤ。私、やっとわかった。ユウヤの心にある負の輝きは、ユウヤが生きた証。
Fetch me.
ユウヤが選んできた。そ
interrupted her.
の最も美しい輝きに、イーニャが惹かれ、受け取った私がユウヤに、恋しそして、マーティカも。私たちの思いは、作り物なのかもしれない。まがいものなのかもしれない。
I'd argue they're just as real as any other.
それでも、私たちのユウヤへの思いが、確定しているはずの未来を。
Saving the meaning of love.
ああ。そうだな。
Yeah. That's what happened. Inia shining a light that pierced the stagnant darkness of my heart, Cryska reflected it inwards, turning it into love, and then she gave it back to me. In the end, that's what happened. I was supposed to be the other way around. The sprite, desperate to return the kindness I'd received from so many along the way, in the end it was Cryska and Inia who made me a better person. I'll be in their debt forever.
Cryska.
Aww.
なんだ合っている。
え？
私も同じだ。言ってみろ。
ありがとう。クリスカ。
ありがとう。ユウヤ。
Oh, fetch me.
ユウヤ。
警戒用にばらまいていた動体センサーだ。念のため強化装備を。短期でまっすぐ向かってきてる。もう時間がない。ここから出て森に隠れててくれ。
わかった。
Cryska, you better get dressed. You gotta go outside.
ユウヤ。
Everything's gonna be fine.
大丈夫だ。
Marcus has one thing, but how the heck was Argus able to track me down so easily? Oh no. Yuuya. It's the only way. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna end here. I know exactly who it is. Oh no! Oh, I didn't know it was gonna happen now! Fetch me! Oh gosh, oh no. Okay, we'll settle this next week. The confrontation, but I think it's gonna end up being the deciding factor in finale. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? That's what we're dealing with here, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh no, I don't like it. We'll have to see how this all plays out though. Fetch me. Wow, that was a good episode. Very powerful. Really interesting look into like Cryska and Inia, their story, what they've been going through this whole time. They've been a big enigma this whole time, so it's really cool to see finally a peek behind the curtain a bit. It's always been bits and pieces learning, but that was like the most clear picture we've had, which is really fun to have. Yeah. I thought I might have something to say at the end, but I think it got resolved right at the end there, where it talks about how like even if feelings start out as lies, they build into truths. They don't have to. Just because something starts off feeling fake doesn't mean it's real. I mean, if that were the case, then blind dates would be terrible because it's somebody else putting you together with somebody else to go on a date. And then if you ended up falling in love, like, it doesn't invalidate that you didn't find them on your own. Like, that's silly. Granted, this is a much different, more invasive, more complicated case, but it's still prevalent. I feel like you can have feelings of infatuation and attraction, but those either blossom into something new or they just become this passive, like, oh, they're cute, you know? It's interesting to think of it that way, but it's really true. But yeah. Alright, we're gonna end here. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, for being a part of this wonderful and amazing journey. Feels so good. I'm so happy to be able to share this, and I'm really grateful that we've made the time to be able to do this together. So, yeah. Hopefully there's more to come in the near future. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, that everything goes really smoothly, and that you're able to enjoy the rest of your week, and, you know, that you're able to kind of look forward to what comes next, because, oh boy, is it going to be interesting. Thank you. And thank you especially to patrons and members who support me directly. It means the world to me. But even just watching the video is really more than I deserve, honestly. So thank you for being here, for being a part of this channel. Each and every one of you is a major part of it and makes it possible for me to do what I do. It's motivating for me to do what I do, and I hope that someday we keep building and growing this community into something great and something wonderful, where we can all work together and share these amazing stories and always have something to look forward to. And it's funny because like part of me is always worried I'm gonna run out of great games to play, but I then look at everything you all recommend, and I know that that list will never get small enough for me to ever truly run out. So, real excited about all that. Thank you so much, and until this video watching me, I've seen me next. I'll see you there.